Have you ever been out in public, at the grocery store, at the gym, or maybe even standing in line at your local Chipotle, and you notice someone familiar walk by? Your first instinct is, oh my God, I hope they did not notice me. Then it turns into a sporting event, and your next moves are strategically calculated. Do you go for your phone and start to check notifications that we know aren't there because the screen is clearly blank? Or, my personal favorite, do you begin to magically look for some item that disappeared all of a sudden? Or do you take the modest approach and maybe you begin to pick the lint balls off of your pants from a week ago because this is the 5th time you've wore them? Hashtag quarantine life, right? Now you're thinking, did they see me? I wonder, is it safe to look up? I probably should have just DoorDashed it. Should I work on my, I didn't know you were there response? Whatever you decide to do, you do everything in your power until they go by and you go unnoticed. Why is it that we do this? Are we so afraid of that very small and brief 5 to 10 second interaction that goes with, hey, how are you? I'm good, and yourself? And not knowing where to go from there? Or are we so stuck in our own bubble that extending anything outside of that is so cringeworthy that we'd rather just be invisible? Today, we will explore and connect the dots between society and anxiety, really honing in on how to make sure that we're creating and cultivating sustainable relationships in today's society. How many of us have seen someone like this out in public? Nowadays, they might look like this. Now, no matter which person you identify as or you recognize, I want you to recall the moments leading up to that interaction with this person. They might consider it to be a dreadful moment in time because, let's face it, human-to-human interaction can be quite draining at times. If you are the person trying to be avoided, I want you to think about reasons why. Now, according to Bridges to Recovery, anticipatory anxiety leads those who suffer from social anxiety to strongly avoid conversations and public speaking opportunities. This means that there are people out there who genuinely feel like, oh my gosh, I don't want to have this encounter. Could you imagine going out to a fast food restaurant? Before you even approach the encounter, you're afraid, your palms are sweaty. You don't even want to order your food. I couldn't imagine feeling like that. Now, social anxiety comes with a lot of different fears for a lot of different people. Some of the most common, however, include fear of being judged, fear of being rejected, fear of being embarrassed, and fear of being humiliated. Now, I can recall a time where I've experienced all 4 of these, and I'm sure that you can too. I encourage you to think back. Some of us may have to think back very, very far, but we can get there. Some may have identified it as the most scariest times of their lives, where it was every little person for themselves. Some call it the jungle, and some know it as the playground. The playground, where you could go from king or queen of the handball court to being the last one picked for the kickball team. Now, I don't know about you, but I've been picked last before, and it didn't make me feel good. Now, does that mean that I grew up to be the person that stood in line at Chipotle, not wanting to be recognized? Or does that mean that we need to try a little bit harder to break some of those childhood traumas that have created how we move in society today. But how? How can we break this solid ice glacier that is society and anxiety? Believe it or not, there's a cure. It's been tested, retested, frontline, recalled, tested again. And even the most scientific explanation has still proven that it works. Kindness. It sounds simple, right? Psychology today defines kindness as the quality of being friendly, generous, and considerate. If it sounds so simple, why is it so hard for humanity to do? Affection, gentleness, warmth, concern, and care are all words that are associated with kindness. However, we still struggle as a society to bring them together. I want nothing more than when you leave here today for you to think about, how can I incorporate these into my life? How can I incorporate these into my everyday interactions with people? Maybe we can use concern to genuinely listen to a friend's story, because we all know that sometimes people just want to feel heard. Or perhaps we can use consideration to hold the door for the person behind us, because sometimes people just want to feel seen. There are so many ways that we can incorporate just these 5 things in order to make someone else feel better. Because guess what? People exist. No matter how closed off and how antisocial they may seem, people exist. No matter how bad you think your day is going, there is someone coming in behind that door whose day has been worse, and they exist. People exist. Remember, it only takes one match to ignite the fire. And once you ignite the fire, you can spread it and inspire connection throughout the society. Thank you.